Hi everyone, my name is Jill Draven and I am the victim advocate and the prevention educator with Sexual Assault Services of Northwest New Mexico in the Gallup office. A prevention educator is someone who goes out into the communities, especially the schools, and speaks with the students, give presentations about dating violence, sexual assault, consent, gender stereotypes, everything under that balloon. And just getting the word out, it doesn't have to necessarily be to students, but the community, teaching them about the red flags, the different types of sexual assault. Being a victim advocate, for me, it's a lot about helping people, victim survivors with whatever they need at that moment, and even after that moment, getting them the help that they need, whether it be therapy, whether it be an ear to someone to be there to listen to them and talk with them, whether it be getting them some clothes, food, just doing everything you can to help this person. I've been with Sexual Assault Services for 2 years. But before Sexual Assault Services, I worked with an agency called Battered Family Services. At Battered Families, they mainly focus on domestic violence, and I've been with them for 3 years before I came here. Yes and no. I think they're totally two different things, and there is some things that are related, and then there's some things that are totally different. But oh goodness, there's a lot. I totally love the NSAC, the National Sexual Assault Conference. I love that. Advocacy in Action every year. That's a good one. I think the NSAC tops it off though. There's just so many people from all over the place, and the networking is great, meeting different people, hearing different ideas, and it's awesome. There are so many sessions, and plus it's held in a different city, and you get to explore that city also. Oh my goodness, you had to ask that. Oh my goodness, my favorite is Nubia Pena. Always my favorite. I don't know what it is. This lady could talk, and I will never get tired of what she's saying. She is amazing. I've heard her at the Advocacy in Action. I've heard her in just regular conferences and trainings in Albuquerque, and she is by far, it's like when you listen to her, it's like nothing matters in the world, and it kind of makes you take a look at yourself and like, what am I doing? We got to get started. We got to do this. We got to do that. She's just an amazing person. But for those of you that don't know, Nubia Pena is a lawyer. She does a lot of prevention work also. She's a lawyer for juveniles, basically. She practices out in Utah, and that's where she lives, in Utah. God, she's amazing. I mean, I could share a story about Nubia. So Nubia, I reached out to her. She gives out her email. She gives out her list. So I reached out to her because we were talking, one of the conferences she was talking about pimps and prostitution and all this stuff with the younger adolescents. And it was such an interesting conversation. So I reached out to her through email, and we spoke about this book, that book, this documentary, that documentary. And it was a great conversation, and I told her that my daughter's name is Justice, because one thing that she had said at a conference is, justice is what love looks like out in public. And I shared with her that my daughter's name is Justice, and from there it just exploded. Our email just exploded, and we just went back and forth. But she is an amazing. If you haven't checked her out, you've got to check her out. Nubia Pena. I do a lot of reading. I watch movies, which I normally didn't do, but now I do. Watch movies, a lot of documentaries, a lot of biography books, a lot of stuff on polygamy with the whole Warren Jeffs stuff. It's my thing. A lot of prison books. I sound so dark, I'm sorry. And I do a lot of running, a lot of walking, and I love to shop also. It's very rewarding. It's very rewarding when someone comes back and tells you, thank you so much for everything you've done. And the most recent case I think that I've been thinking about lately is I had helped a guy who was sexually assaulted, and just talking with him and listening to him, and the words that are coming out of his mouth, it wasn't that he was just telling me, it's like everything, it's like he's just shaking, and it took him back to something that happened a long time ago when he was a child. And then not only that, his significant other didn't believe him, and so he was also struggling with that, struggling with his childhood, struggling with that, and just the look on his face, just the way he sounded, all of that combined together, it was very heartbreaking, and he was very broken. And so going through the process of helping him with the SANE exam, letting him know of our services, and just being there for him and listening to him and helping him get through this, it was very rewarding for me after the whole process was, everything was out there and out in the open and doing all that we can. He had reached out to me, and he had told me, thank you so much for everything you've done, and thank you, especially thank you for believing me. And that is, that, just hearing that, it makes you want to come to work every day and put your shoes on and come and do everything you can for people, just everything that you can to help these people.